The night air hung thick with a strange, electric stillness as Harry Styles stepped off the stage after a sold-out concert, the roar of the crowd fading into a distant echo while the city's neon lights flickered against the dark velvet sky. And just as he reached the quiet alley behind the venue, a figure emerged from the shadows. A tall, weathered pirate with eyes that gleamed like the depths of the ocean and an otherworldly aura that made the air itself seem to shimmer. Harry froze, heart pounding, a cocktail of disbelief and curiosity flooding his veins as the pirate, speaking in a voice that seemed to carry the weight of centuries, offered him a deal so fantastical it tore at the edges of reason. Immortality in exchange for his voice, but with a peculiar catch, eternal bad hair days, a curse that would mar his famed locks forever. In that moment, the world tilted on its axis, the familiar urban landscape blurring at the edges as Harry's mind raced through the implications. Would eternal life mean endless performances without ever singing again? Would the loss of his voice strip away the very soul that connected him to millions? And how would he cope with the vanity wound of perpetual bad hair, a playful yet cruel tether to his humanity? Physically, his breath hitched, a cold sweat breaking out along his spine, while emotionally he wrestled between the daring, adventurous spirit that had fueled his rise to fame and the cautious skepticism that screamed this was some twisted dream or a cruel trick. Yet beneath the surface, a bold flicker of intrigue sparked. What mysteries did this pirate hold? And what adventures could await beyond the veil of time itself? Around them, the city's hum softened into an eerie lull, the alley's graffiti-streaked walls and puddles reflecting distorted versions of the encounter, casting long, flickering shadows that danced with secrets waiting to be uncovered. Suddenly, from the depths of the alley, a second figure appeared, Marina, Harry's longtime confidant and sound engineer, whose quick wit and steady pragmatism grounded Harry's flights of fancy, her skeptical eyes narrowing as she assessed the pirate, ready to protect Harry from folly but secretly yearning for the wild unknown that this encounter promised. As the pirate unfurled an ancient, weathered map shimmering with impossible constellations, the trio stood at the precipice of a reality. Bending adventure where music, time, and fate intertwined in a story far greater than any one of them had imagined, their personalities and relationships illuminated in the flickering lamplight, but the true nature of the bargain and the mysteries of the pirate's timeless voyage remained veiled in the shadows, setting the stage for a journey that would challenge their very understanding of life, legacy, and the price of immortality. As the initial wave of disbelief ebbed, Harry, Marina, and the enigmatic pirate found themselves grappling with the surreal gravity of the pact laid before them, the pirates' cryptic promises echoing in their minds as they debated their next move beneath the dim glow of flickering street lamps that cast long, wavering shadows on the cracked pavement, the city around them humming with an unsettling calm that seemed to mask the shifting tides of time itself. Harry, torn between the allure of immortality and the devastating cost of losing his voice, the very essence of his identity, felt a heavy weight settle over his chest, a mingling of fear, curiosity, and defiant courage that propelled him forward even as doubt gnawed at his resolve, while Marina's pragmatic nature urged caution, pushing them to demand answers and understand the true scope of the curse and its consequences before plunging into the unknown. But the pirate remained elusive, revealing only fragments of a larger, tangled destiny that hinted at cosmic forces and temporal wars beyond their comprehension. Driven by a desperate need for clarity, they embarked on a quest that led them to clandestine corners of the city where whispers of time travelers and forgotten legends intertwined with the present, navigating labyrinthine libraries filled with dusty tomes and cryptic symbols, and underground clubs where melodies warped reality itself. Each discovery raised more questions than answers as they encountered beings caught between eras, time-displaced rebels and mercenaries who viewed the pirate with both reverence and fear, some eager to aid Harry and Marina, recognizing in them a chance to tip the scales of an age-old conflict, while others, shadowy and relentless, sought to claim the pirate's power for their own, plunging the pair into precarious confrontations that tested not only their physical endurance but their trust in each other. Emotionally, the journey became a crucible, with Harry wrestling against the creeping sense of loss, his identity fracturing without his voice, forcing him to confront what immortality truly meant if it came at the price of silence and isolation, while Marina struggled to balance her protective instincts with the growing realization that this adventure demanded they embrace uncertainty and sacrifice, deepening the bond between them as allies and friends amid swirling betrayals and shifting loyalties. As they delved deeper into the pirates' enigmatic past, uncovering shards of a fractured timeline and the secrets of the cursed Bad Hair Days, a symbol of the eternal struggle between freedom and fate, their path became a precarious dance on the edge of time's abyss, where every choice rippled outward, threatening to unravel not only their lives but the very fabric of reality itself. And as shadows lengthened and the pirates' true motives shimmered just beyond reach, Harry and Marina found themselves caught in a growing tempest of mystery and danger, propelled forward by a mixture of desperation, hope, and the inexorable pull of a destiny neither fully understood but both were now inextricably bound to. Beneath the ghostly glow of an ancient lighthouse perched precariously on the edge of time's unraveling, Harry, Marina, and the pirate prepared for the confrontation that had been woven into their fate from the moment the cursed bargain was struck, their sanctuary cluttered with relics and artifacts gathered over centuries, the air thick with the electric hum of anticipation and the salty tang of the sea mingling with temporal distortions that warped reality around them. Each moment was heavy with significance as Harry, stripped of his voice but bolstered by a newfound inner strength, ran through the ritual that would amplify the last remnants of his vocal essence stored within a crystalline phylactery, an artifact Marina had painstakingly engineered to capture and project sound beyond the physical realm, while she calibrated a series of temporal anchors designed to stabilize their presence across the shifting currents of time and prevent their essence from being ripped apart during the coming storm. And the pirate, whose centuries of experience in navigating the fractured timelines had revealed the crucial vulnerability of their adversary, the Time Marauder, a malevolent being feeding on stolen moments and fractured destinies, whose power peaked during the rare temporal alignment but was destabilized by harmonic resonance and acts of genuine sacrifice. The three knew that the battle ahead would not only test their physical endurance but their very souls, for the Time Marauder thrived on fear and division, exploiting cracks in trust and resolve, and so they spent long hours sharing truths, confronting fears, and forging an unbreakable unity that transcended time and identity. Harry wrestled with the bitterness of losing his voice, questioning whether the immortality he sought was worth the silence it demanded, while Marina confronted her own shadows, her fear of losing him and herself in the endless labyrinth of time, and the pirate, once a solitary wanderer, found himself invested in a cause greater than his own survival, their collective resolve hardening into a singular purpose. As the temporal clock inched toward the alignment, they made final, crucial decisions. The pirate would engage the Time Marauder directly, drawing its attention and buying Harry and Marina the fleeting moments needed to unleash the sonic ritual. Harry, despite his voicelessness, would channel the raw emotion of his unspoken songs through the phylactery, releasing a harmonic wave potent enough to sever the Marauder's tether to their timeline. Marina would maintain the temporal anchors, a delicate balance of science and faith, knowing that a single miscalculation could doom them all. The calm before the storm was suffused with a haunting silence, the air thick with unspoken fears and unyielding hope, every heartbeat echoing like a drumbeat counting down to chaos, the fate of countless timelines, and Harry's own fractured identity, hanging precariously in the balance as they stepped into the swirling maelstrom of time, ready to confront the darkness that sought to consume their past, present, and future in one devastating, eternal moment. The tempest of fractured time erupted around them as Harry, Marina, and the pirate plunged into the heart of the final confrontation, where swirling eddies of lost moments and shattered realities collided with the raw intensity of the Time Marauder's dark will, a monstrous force whose form shimmered and shifted like a living shadow of broken clocks and fragmented memories, its voice a chilling chorus of all the stolen futures it had devoured, threatening to consume not only their lives but the very threads of existence. The battlefield was a chaotic maelstrom where past, present, and future tangled in a dizzying dance, and Harry, voiceless but undeterred, reached deep into the core of his being, pouring every ounce of emotion, regret, and hope into the crystalline phylactery, his fingers trembling as Marina's steady hands adjusted the temporal anchors, battling against the Marauder's attempts to corrupt the fragile balance and tear them apart in time's endless abyss, while the pirate confronted the entity with centuries of cunning and grit, buying the critical seconds for the sonic ritual to unfold. The stakes were nothing less than all of reality's coherence, the cost of failure a cataclysmic erasure of existence as they knew it, and the sacrifices demanded were profound. Harry had to surrender the final remnants of his voice, knowing that in sealing the Marauder's fate, his ability to sing, to connect through music, the essence of his soul, would be forever lost. A sacrifice that carved deep into his identity and tested the limits of his courage. Marina grappled with the terrifying possibility that stabilizing time might trap them all in an endless loop, severing their ties to a linear life, while the pirate faced his own reckoning, confronting the loneliness of immortality and the burden of guarding time's fragile secrets alone. As the battle reached its crescendo, a defining moment shattered the Marauder's hold. The pure, resonant frequency of Harry's silent song, amplified through the phylactery, pierced the darkness, unraveling the twisted web of stolen moments and restoring fractured timelines with a clarity that seemed to echo across eternity, the Marauder's form dissolving into cascading light as the temporal storm subsided, leaving the trio breathless amid the quiet aftermath. Forever changed, Harry emerged stripped of his voice yet transformed by the profound realization that identity transcends the physical, his connection to others now forged through presence and unspoken understanding rather than melody. Marina's steadfast resolve blossomed into a deep well of hope and resilience, her partnership with Harry strengthened beyond words, while the pirate, finally unshackled from solitary duty, chose to walk beside them, a guardian not of time alone but of the fragile bonds that define humanity. The world around them healed, the scars of temporal chaos fading into legends whispered in the corners of time, their journey a testament to sacrifice, friendship, and the enduring power of choice even when the path is uncertain. As they stood at the dawn of a new era, the city alive with a symphony of possibilities, Harry gazed ahead with quiet strength, knowing that though his voice was lost, his story, and theirs, would resonate through time itself. If you've been captivated by this tale of courage, sacrifice, and the extraordinary intersections of fate and identity, don't forget to subscribe for more adventures where the impossible becomes reality and the heart always finds a way to sing.